Hello, hi class. Hello, Sarai. Hope everything is okay. And today we're gonna finish the lesson that we started yesterday about some past verbs, right? We were talking about used to, would, and past simple and past continuous, right? Okay,
Yes, teacher.
excellent. Let's finish this and then we will check the homework because we will continue this lesson. Objective is to develop vocabulary using different verbs and adjectives plus prepositions, right? So practice that. That is sometimes uh, kind of confusing, right? Because, well, prepositions is part of this vocabulary that is not regular, no? Like grammar. Okay, let's check exercise 6 together, and then we will check the homework. Okay, what will be the correct option to complete this text? In this case, this text is talking about Generation Z, right? Can you help me read the beginning? Just the beginning, please. The introduction, Sarai.
Yes, teacher.
Thank you.
Generation C, the, the
Z.
term, the term often used to describe those born after 90,
19?
19, 1995 is essential a global, social, visual, and technological generation. Here are some common stereotypes
Stereotypes. Mhm.
stereotypes often associated associated with
Uh-huh.
today's teens and young adults.
Ah, okay, I suppose you are from this generation, right? Yes, of course. Yes, no, Sarai?
Well, no,
No?
I'm
You are.
from 2024,
That's why.
2004.
Yes, that's why after after you were born after 1995. Yes? Can you hear me? Okay. Yes, can you hear me or no? Yes?
Sorry, my connection.
Yes, I know that the internet is unsteady. Don't worry. Yes, you were born after 1995. That's why you are part of this generation. Generations, most of the times, is around 20 years. Yes. So you are from this generation. Let's see these stereotypes. Generation Z was born into a world filled with technology. So you have to decide if it is used to or are used to the technology that millennials had to learn how to use. What would you say at the very beginning? Uh-huh. So
So they are
use
used.
are used to technology. Uh-huh. They are used to technology. And then we are going to continue talking about this topic tomorrow, using be used to and get used to. Uh-huh. To technology that millennials had to learn how to use. Generation Z processes information faster than other generations because they are used to communicate or communicating with apps like Snapchat.
Communicating.
They are used to communicating with apps like Snapchat or others, no? Of course. Multitasking is not a problem. They used to do or are used to doing it with great skill.
Mm, they used to do.
Hmm? So they used to do it with, or they are used to doing it, ¿no? Están acostumbrados a hacerlo. Multitasking. So doing many things at the same time. Yes? Multitasking. And anyway, tomorrow we are going to specify more about be used to and get used to that are different because they are in the present, mainly they are in the past. The downside is that they can be easily distracted because over the years, they get or have gotten used to focus or focusing on too many things at the same time. And the last part, the downside, is that they can be easily distracted because they get used to focus or have gotten used to focusing. No idea, right? We haven't checked this topic in fact. We're going to be deeply to it tomorrow, right? Be used to and get used to. But in this moment, we are going to check, and I'm going to let it like this because we're going to check the answers tomorrow. I don't know what happened to Williams, probably the internet connection as well. Okay, but okay, we're gonna check the homework, right? And we're going to go deeper into this topic because this get used to and be used to are mainly tenses in the present. It can be also conjugated into the past, but they are more common in the present. Okay? Okay, let's check the homework. Could you do it? Let's check the homework, guys, from would, used to, past simple, and past continuous mainly, right? Okay. Let's check these activities, the habitual past that we were talking about yesterday in other sites, yes? Okay. What would you say was a production? I used to, or I would love visiting my grandparents. They were such wonderful people.
I used to.
I used to know in the past, of course, that doesn't happen anymore because it's different. Or probably they are not here, no? They pass away, whatever. You're such a good tennis player. Did you used to play when you were younger?
Did you used to?
This one, right? Of course, we already have the this here. So
Mhm.
used is not conjugated, correct. I used to go or I went to Europe twice when I was in college, but I haven't been since.
I went.
Of course, just in that specific times, not twice, those times. Thank you, Sarah. I used to, I would know all my neighbors, but I don't know now. So what did you say?
Mm, I used. Yes, I used to. I used to know.
All my neighbors, but I don't know. But I don't now, right? Of course, I
I
don't
don't know.
know all my neighbors, of course, talking about the States. Thank you in the past. My brother and I, hello, Alan and Williams, we are checking yesterday's homework, right? About past
Hello.
tenses.
Hi,
Yeah?
Hello,
Miss.
teacher.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening, guys. How are you today? Fine? Okay, excellent. Let's
Tired.
continue. Let's continue. Could
Great,
you do
teacher.
something? Excellent. Could you do something about the assignment for homework? Not really. Not
Sorry,
really?
teacher. I
Okay.
didn't
Not
have
teacher.
time.
Sorry,
But
sorry.
Okay, that's why we're checking. Please tell me, guys. Yesterday we were checking different forms in the past for repeated actions, and of course, states in the past that are different nowadays, no, that have changed, and just past simple or past continuous. So, what would you say in 5? My brother and I were always arguing, or were arguing when we were younger. The first or the second option? 5. What would you say, guys? Alan Williams? No idea? No? In 5? 6? Okay. We didn't used to, let's skip number 5 and then let's go back very quickly. We didn't used or didn't used to go on vacation very often.
Teacher,
you didn't use.
Didn't use, of course. All right. My sister used to or would have a bike that he rode or was riding everywhere.
my sister used to.
Used to have a bike. Then my friends and I never used or used to play baseball after school. First or second option? Never used or used to play baseball after school.
My friends and I never used.
Never used, no? Reduced, of course, first option. And what about 5? Brother and I were always. Sarai, you got it. You have it. What would you say, Sarai? Ah, you are mute.
My brother and I were always
Arguing. We're always arguing. Remember that? With
arguing.
always in the past. Continuous means something that was annoying, no? Irritating. Yes? Do you want to correct something, guys? No? Sure. Okay, let's check. Used to went twice, no, to Europe. Used to were always arguing, didn't use, used to, and wrote. And you told me in just this one, in the second part of 7. We didn't have any, no? Wrote or was writing. We didn't. It was my mistake because I didn't mark it. Let's continue then with the habitual past in order to continue with today's objective, because today's objective is to develop and practice vocabulary with some prepositions, right? Especially verbs and adjectives with prepositions. So in that case, rewriting the underlined words with had or would. What would you say? Had or would? This contraction is had or would. Every day I come from school and play video games. So repeated action is with had or with would. Because the contraction can be one or the other, right? I would be one or the other. The contraction can mean to be used one or the other. But in this context, it's had or would. What is the correct one?
It's good.
Would. Come from school and play video games. Repeated action. The second, I've forgotten how much fun it was to go fishing. In this case, this is the contraction of. Because of that forgotten, guys. Because of that forgotten. That is have. Past perfect. Yes? I had forgotten how much fun it was to go fishing with. Go fishing all the time when I was a kid. In this case.
Very good.
Of course, the contraction of would. Correct. I used to really enjoy reading, and I read at least one book a week. Would as well, no? The contraction of would. I would read at least one book a week. I used to really enjoy reading, used to, so I would. The state about enjoying reading, and then the repeated action. I would read. Yes. My sister used to buy a really weird clothes, and she'd wear them to parties. So have or would? Would, of course. We had no money for the bus home because we've spent all our money on ice cream. In that case, we had spent, of course. That's perfect. Thank you. And the last one, that summer, my brother was going out with Teresa. He met her in college and was crazy about her.
He
had met her, no? Had met her in college. Because remember that this contraction can be the contraction of would, in the past, or the contraction of have. Because of the verb in past participle. Yes? Easy peasy? Yes. Yeah, it's really easy. And the last one, talking about these narrative tenses. That's part here. Okay. Completing with used to, would, simple past, or past continuous with always. Using these verbs. When I was a child, my family a trip every summer.
My family went.
When a trip doesn't sound good, doesn't sound natural. My family went on a trip, yes. But when a trip, we're missing the preposition. And that's why we're gonna focus on that use of prepositions with some verbs today. So
Maybe
my family took a trip. Took
Took
a
a
trip
trip.
every summer to the Shenandoah National Park in the state of Virginia. We had a little cabin in the woods.
We stay.
We stayed, or we used to stay. Remember that we have to use also used to or would, not just past. As simple. It can be possible, no? We used to stay at a little cabin in the woods, and every day, repeated action in the past, we on long nature walks. We, and every day we,
In this case,
Every day we would go.
would go. Every
Would
day
go.
we would go on long nature walks. My younger sister didn't enjoy them much, and she was tired. She have already used what? Take, go once. So we use take.
She used to complain.
He used to complain. He used to complain that he was very tired or she was tired. However, my older sister and I being outdoors all day. My older sister and I were missing not listen, love, another go, make a stay. Okay, so however, my older sister and I, what verb can we use? Because here we have an adjective form, being. Remember that we cannot use two verbs together without infinitive, to, or adjective form. And here we have an adjective form. So we love, no, because this is my sister and I, we love. I have already said, ya lo dije, unconsciously, no? Love being outdoors all day. We, to the reports of birds, because we didn't really think there were any. We
didn't listen.
We didn't listen to the reports of birds because we didn't think there were any, no, in that woods. When we went to bed, we hadn't left any food around. When we went to bed, what verb combines with sure? What verbs combines with sure?
Word make.
We made. No, we made sure, or we used to make sure, or we would make sure. What would be? We used to, would, just past simple. Past continuous, not right?
Simple.
We made sure we hadn't left. Okay, we made sure we hadn't left any food around, though, about the birds. And we love it so much that we back there at least 10 times. And so we're missing the verb stay. The verb stay we haven't been used and it's not in the last one, no? So when I was a child, my family took a trip. We stayed, no? We used to stay at a little cabin, we say, in number 2. And the last one, we love it so much that we went back there. We went back there at least 10 times, no? And twice. We check it this. Remember that because most of the times we use just past simple in everything, right? And sometimes more than past simple is possible, right? Used to take or took. Used to stay or would stay because it is an action, not just a state. Used to go, would go, or went. Used to complain, as you mentioned, Sarah, correct? Or would complain because was every time they went and it was 10 times, no? So repeated action. Or was always complaining because was annoying for him to go walking, no? In the forest. Used to love being, no? Outdoors. Didn't listen or didn't used to listen, no? The report of the verbs. And made or used to make sure or would make sure. So in many of these cases, more than 1 or 2 possibilities, of course, because of the narration, right? No problem. The idea to use different forms in the past is not just to use past simple all the time, no? As you are advancing in your language, you need to show that you have more tools, no? And having more tenses is having more tools. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, in this case, questions, comments, observations until here, because in the review, okay, we are going to check it and review it, but this is next week. But till now, no?
Yes.
Easy?
Yes, I'm confusing because I checked the link you send us, and
the one
I
about
read
test
about
English? The
used
one
to.
about test English?
Exactly. And
Okay.
read about the used to and the meaning forms. So I read the repeat action in the past. So I want to clear that principal idea. What's the difference, or how can I identification the difference about identify what's the correct use to the repeat action in the past, because it's the same, the meaning is the same. Because
well,
used to is we can use it to plus infinitive to talk about things that we did repeat in the past.
Especially this is for would.
No,
repeated actions in the past is mainly for would. Used to is mainly for states. But as you can see in these answers, in these possibilities, both are possible in many of them, right? We used to stay or we would stay. We used to stay in a cabin in the woods, no? When we went on that trip, no? To the forest.
Okay.
Or we would stay. So remember, used to is mainly something that you did in the past, but you don't do anymore. Or something you didn't do in the past and you do now. So it's talking about changes. This refers mainly about changes. Algo que solía pasar o solías hacer. Not anymore.
Okay.
Because in the present it's different. It's totally different. And with would, that doesn't happen. It's just mainly for repeated actions in the past. For very repetitive actions. But with used to, we talk about changes because it happened just in the past. I used to like, I don't know, soda when I was a child, but not anymore. I
Now,
don't drink soda anymore. Or I
okay,
used to smoke. No, I used to smoke some years ago, but not anymore. Now it's different. Or I
okay,
didn't used to, and now I used to, right? I like. Yes. Is my
okay.
connection steady? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
¿Está estable mi conexión? Can you hear me correctly?
It's here because I only
¿Está estable la
had
conexión,
that
chicos? Mi conexión de
confusion.
internet. My voice is not breaking. No se está.
No? I
Okay,
listen you.
correct. But I mean, no? Everything is correct? Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thank you. It's because I receive a message and it says on a steady internet, but I don't know if it's me or from somebody else. Something like that. Anyway, we are going to get deeper, no? In the review about this. But this is the main difference between used to and would. Algo que solía hacer o no solía hacer, and now I do or now I don't do. Yes? And with would, just repeated actions in the past. That is the main difference. Because as we can see, we can use one or the other, but we can change the meaning, right? So if I say, my family and I used to stay in a hotel or used to stay in a camping, of course, area, right? Used to, not anymore, because now we have Airbnb, no? Now we have different options, no? So we don't do the same like in the past.
Okay,
It
sure.
refers to changes mainly, to changes from the past to the present.
Thank
Used
you.
to. You're welcome. Guys, we are going to move on. Let me check. We are going to move on to lesson C. That doesn't mean that we are not going to get back to lesson B. Yes, on the same unit, of course, unit 6, but not today. We are in the reading lesson. We are going to do it later. But in this case, we are going to talk about prepositions after certain adjectives and verbs. Yes, but before checking that vocabulary, okay. Okay, answer these questions, guys, please. Think about your own family and then discuss the questions here in class. How many generations are there in your family? And at the beginning of the lesson, as we were talking about Generation C, right? With Sarai, and I'm telling you guys, we were saying people who were born after 1995 are Generation C, and before that, millennials, and before that, Generation X, and we have different generations, right? So in your family, are there 2 generations, 3 generations? How many generations? Or just one? If you are living just with roommates from your own age or similar age, or are you living with your parents or aunts, grandparents, uncles? I don't know. Or older brothers or older sisters, or younger brothers or younger sisters. I don't know. So how many generations? If we take into account that generations is around almost 20 years. Every 20 years is a new generation. No? How many, Sarai, generations are there in your family?
Well, in where I am, only 2. It's my nephew and my sister and me.
Okay,
Generation.
so your nephew,
But
of course,
in
and you.
my family, well, 1, 2, 3 generations. My parents, my parents, and my brothers and my nephews.
Okay, 3 generations there, of course. And you guys, Williams and Alan, how many generations?
Maybe around five generations.
Hmm. 5?
Yes,
Really? Wow. Why
yes.
5? Generations are around every 20 years.
Okay.
So what do you mean by 5? Because your parents is another generation, your grandparents, but your great grandparents, do you live with great grandparents? ¿Todavía viven tus bisabuelos?
Um,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes.
¿Tienes? Yes. ¿Sí
Yes,
vives con tus bisabuelos?
yes.
Wow. Okay. Do you all share the same values, guys? Do you all share the same values or no, or different values? Similar beliefs, different beliefs. What do you think? You are mute, and I don't know if you are talking to the microphone or you are talking to someone. Who do you talk
In,
about? Yes. So use any of these sentences to complete these ideas, please. Unlike my parents, I care or I don't care about. Unlike my parents, I approve of or I don't approve of. Unlike my parents, I'm not fed up with or I'm fed up with. I don't know. Complete these ideas, please. Mhm. Can you complete these ideas? Or at least
Yes,
part of them,
teacher.
please.
And the question, do you all share the sound boundaries? And you, we don't not or share the same boundaries.
No, values.
Values, sorry, teacher. Values. We have different teachings,
Mm.
different principios,
Principles.
principles. Yes.
Principles. Yes, of course, it's very common. That's why, thank you, Williams. I want you to please complete any of these ideas from A to F. At least two. At least two ideas, please. Complete at least two ideas. What would you say, Alan, Sarai, and Williams?
an example like how many generation are there in my family? Maybe 4 generation. I talk about my close family or my principal family. So, do you all share the same values?
Values, the
I
same
values.
values.
My parents, I approve of the same values that their fathers
Their
teach.
parents, their
The
parents.
parents teach their.
Taught
I'm sorry, taught them.
Told them. Okay.
Okay.
But thank you, Alan. Can you complete any of these? Because, well, sometimes we have similar values, but different opinions and different behavior, no? Because we don't share exactly the same things. In this case, in my case, for example, unlike my parents, I care about the environment. For my parents, it wasn't very important. Climate change and recycling, reusing, it wasn't that important as it has been recently, no? Yeah. Any other?
Okay.
Well,
Sarai, please.
Yes, Sarai.
And then
Thank you.
Williams.
Thank you, William. So, unlike my parents, I care about of my health, about to do exercise and
About doing
and
exercise.
yes, and unlike my parents, I approve of the different beliefs
Different
about
beliefs.
God, about the yes, about God and the religion. I'm with the religion of my my mom, but I approve of the other beliefs from
Other
my
beliefs.
brothers. Other beliefs from my brothers.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Sarai Williams.
Okay, teacher. Junko, my parents, I don't care about. I don't care what types of sexual preference is the person has. In those times, sexuality was sometimes very sacred.
Okay.
But I doesn't.
I
Uh,
don't. I
I
don't. I
don't.
don't
I don't marry to me.
matter. Okay. Okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to you, of
It
course.
doesn't matter.
To you.
Okay.
Or you don't mind. You don't mind about that. O sea, no te
Okay.
molesta. Because doesn't
No.
matter. I don't mind. I don't mind. How
Okay,
do you say?
teacher.
I don't mind.
I don't mind.
Yes. These
Okay, teacher.
sexual issues and differences, no? Thank you.
Yes.
Alan.
Okay. Yes. Example. Unlike my parents, I approve to reach the goals before get a family. There's a family.
Okay. Okay, approve of. Okay, thank you guys. I want you to pay attention to these words. Care about, approve of. Sorry, because this is difficult with this app. Fed up with, comfortable with, anxious about, and entitled to. As you can see, we have different ideas with different words, of course. So sometimes we have verbs like approve or adjectives like, well, we have adjectives like fed up, comfortable, entitled, anxious. Most of these are adjectives, and we have approve and care. Yeah, it doesn't matter that they are adjectives or adjectives or verbs, but we are using different prepositions with each one because these are collocations. These are called collocations. So this is part of vocabulary. There's no way to have exactly with this linear relationship. There is not a linear relationship like in grammar. This is vocabulary. So there's no another way by doing it by memorizing and practicing. And of course, reading is a great way. Reading is also a great way to get more vocabulary, right? So we're going to practice a little bit of expressions with prepositions, right? Okay. So in this case, vocabulary questions in these expressions that we have here, these 6 expressions or no?
The pronunciation about the I am
Entitled to. What would be the idea of entitled?
Entitled.
I feel or I am entitled to.
Something that I can do.
Something that I can do is like but something that you can do with, and you feel authorized, no, to do it. In in an allowed, no? You are allowed to do it, correct. Mhm. Entitled, the pronunciation entitled, entitled to. Mhm. Okay.
Comfortable?
Comfortable,
Comfortable.
comfortable,
Okay,
comfortable with,
comfortable.
comfortable with, anxious about. So they are always together. These words are always together. So, I mean, you can use approve on, but it's not correct. Approve of, depend on. It depends on different factors. So we have prepositions with certain words that are always together. So let's practice a little bit. This further. Okay. Yeah, let's practice together. Guys, I don't know if you have the time, but it's necessary to practice outside the lesson, outside the class. We have time, we are going to do at least one or two. But if not, please, expressions with prepositions. Oh, sorry. Here, for homework, because I have another link to practice together. Expressions with prepositions. Let me check. Sorry. Ya me fui a las 7. Sorry. I'm moving on and it's before, no? Here, no, we have expressions with prepositions. Where do we have expressions with prepositions, guys? I'm going to say sorry. Get used to, no? No idea. Yes, it's here. It's here. Here on page 145. For homework, please, just 2 exercises. They are 2 exercises about expressions with prepositions, right? Expressions with prepositions, 6C, 145. Yes? We have some expressions that are in bold. Okay, let's do the first one together. I'll just do the second one for homework. And then let's do another one that I wrote for you, a different, of course, activity. So we have addicted, comfortable, suspicious, entitled, anxious, concerned, obsessed, fed up, confused, and sympathetic. With these, of course, words that are adjectives, most of them. Sometimes, of course, we have verbs, concerned and entitled, obsessed as well. Addicted, what would be the preposition? I'm addicted. I'm addicted to coffee, and I don't think I'll ever be able to give it up. Addicted to coffee. Correct. I'm very comfortable with my decision. I don't know why people are suspicious. I don't know why people are suspicious about me. I'm a very nice person. Young people today seem to think they're entitled to high salaries, even if they have no experience. I'm so anxious. My exam tomorrow. About my exam tomorrow, I really hope I don't fail. And we are very concerned the high cost of living here.
Too high, considered to the high cost.
Concerned to? No, I don't think it's concerned to.
Oh, sorry, concerned of the high.
Okay. Any other? No? Obsessed. Technology. Most millennials are obsessed with technology. I'm really fed up. The term generation gap. I'm fed up. No?
I'm really fed up with.
With. I'm fed up with. And confused. Sarah was late for the concert because she was confused. The time. She thought it started at 8.
Confused with the time.
Confused with the time. About the time. Confused about. I'm sympathetic. My boyfriend's need for attention. But he's driving me crazy.
I'm sympathetic
Pathetic.
sympathetic to
Empática. Empática o empático.
okay, to my boyfriend.
To my boyfriends, yes. Or to my boyfriend, girlfriends, friends, whatever. Attention. To, correct. So we have, most of you have the correct answer, but be careful because prepositions with words like verbs or adjectives don't have a rule. This is just vocabulary. So it's by practicing it, no? Just by practicing it. So you say, how do I know? By reading, by listening to music, by paying attention, right? To these chunks of language, no? By emphasizing, no? These chunks of language when you are listening or reading something, right? In order to get it by practice, little by little. Yes? Okay, just exercise 2 for homework, please. And I'm going to share with you another link. This is for further practice. This is for further practice. Adjectives and verbs plus prepositions. Most of them are quite common, but not all of them. Let's do at least the first part as well, and the rest you can do it for practice. Okay. Yes. Copy the link and you can do it. So use these prepositions in order to complete these ideas. Jonathan never apologized to Tom being rude. If he continues to act this way, he'll lose his friends. So apologize to somebody. What will be the preposition? To apologize. What will be the preposition? Any idea? Give me one answer. It's not a quiz. For apologize for. So apologize for. It was early in the morning when we arrived. Berlin. The streets were empty and quiet. After the verb arrive.
In.
Arrive in, right? And what brilliant idea to have a barbecue party at the end of the year. Why didn't we think that first?
On that.
After think, it can be about or it can be of. Why didn't we think about that first? Why didn't we think about that first? Mom, can you please help me? My homework. I can work out this equation.
Help me with.
With. Help me with my with my homework. Lucy's on the phone again. Who's she talking this time?
Who's talking to his time?
Who's she talking to this time? My dad smiled, and I knew he forgave me, not telling him the whole story. The smile.
Smile with me.
Smile at me. Me sonrió, ¿no? Smile at me. And I knew he forgave me for not telling
Or
him the whole story. You can take this pen. It belongs.
it
Mr.
belongs to Mr.
Belong-
Greenley.
Borrow one. Janet, she's got plenty of pens. Huh? Borrow one. Borrow one.
Borrow one, maybe from?
One from Janet. What time did you arrive?
To the concert.
To the concert. No, we say arrive in a place and arrive to, in this case, to an event. No? Yes. What is Sam doing? Is she arguing? Her brother? She
With
arguing?
her.
With her brother. The remote control again.
He brought about the remote control.
Or for the remote control again.
About the remote control, no? About the remote control again. About the remote control. I agree. I agree with you.
I agreed with.
I agree with you. This color doesn't work for me. Okay, so these were verbs, no? Mainly. Then adjectives. Adjectives plus prepositions, guys. It is typical Italians to eat pasta at the start of a meal.
From.
Of, no? It's typical of Italians. It's typical of him. Typical of them. To do that, no? Typical behavior. Be quiet, please. I'm very interested.
I am very interested in what?
In what he's saying. Correct. Mr. Boyle is very proud. His son. His eyes light up when he talks about him. He's very, very proud of his son. Sorry. And Betty isn't talking to me because she's angry.
With me.
With me. She's angry with me. With me. She's angry with me. The cake looks delicious, but I'm afraid I can't have it. I'm allergic.
I'm allergic to strawberries.
I'm not pretty sure, but okay. Why don't you ask your dad for help? Why don't you ask for help? He's brilliant. Science. He's brilliant.
In.
At?
Okay. Williams, write at. And Sarai, write in. What do you say, Alan? Ustedes escriban, de todos nos van a revisar sus respuestas. Add in or another preposition?
With science.
Is
On
brilliant.
science.
Dice on. Ok. La voy a dejar así. Ok, la voy a dejar con la at. Brilliant at? No. He's good at. Okay, good at, yes, but brilliant. On. Y me dijeron también por allá. In, ¿no? I can't believe Olga's your sister. He's so different.
She's so different from you.
Okay, and Spanish sounds good. En español sí suena, pero okay. You don't look happy. What are you so worried? About. What are you so worried about? Mhm. All right. And a friend who's jealous, your success is not a real friend.
With you success.
With you.
Your success. Okay. And I was angry, the coffee machine, it wasn't working and I needed coffee badly.
I was angry at the coffee machine.
So something else that you are going to do for homework is to correct your mistakes. Yes, they were not so many, just a few. In this case, think about or think of. What would be the difference? I want you to tell me tomorrow what would be the main difference between think of and think about, because both are possible. But what is the difference between think of or think about? And in this case, you have already told me arrive in here. The concert is a place or no? It's not a city, but it's a place. So is in or no? All right. In the concert, no? Probably. And brilliant. Were you right, Sarai? In?
Yes.
Brilliant in science. And not that, no? Brilliant in. And a friend is who's jealous?
Jealous of your success.
Okay, so try again. But remember, just checking some differences between think of, think about. The same happens with some other verbs like dream of or dream about. There is a main difference. It's a small difference, but there are differences between using certain prepositions that can be possible. More than one preposition can be possible, especially with verbs, no? Especially with think, for example, or dream, no? Okay, and check this one, jealous, and what will be the preposition that this adjective takes, please. Okay, guys, thank you very much and excellent night. See you tomorrow.
Thank you,
Take care.
teacher. I'll see you
Bye.
tomorrow. Excellent night.
You too, thank you.